everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. This is going to be episode 5 of my reading my entire physical TBR series. I think it's episode 5 anyway. Let's just hope that I've got that right. But if you don't know, I have started this series where I'm trying to get through my entire physical TBR. I am picking books out of jars and choosing which one I want to read and then reading it in this vlog. So I have the 2 jars here. Both of them contain the names of the books on my physical TBR. I actually don't know if all of my books are in here. I don't think I've added any books that I've hauled this month, but that's actually kind of good because I tend to lean towards picking up new books anyway and like not picking up the books that I've had on my TBR for a while. So it's probably best if I don't add any more into these jars for a while. But yeah, I'm just gonna get started. Right, let's pick from the first jar. I have no idea what I'm in the mood for, so let's just go with it. Okay. Okay. The first, oh god, the sun is so bright. The first book, I don't know if you can see it, but the first pick is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's a really good pick. Okay, I'm very happy with that. I feel like it's going to be hard to beat that one. But let's try. Okay. I can't believe I just got Carrie Soto's Back. Like, that's incredible. Okay, I don't know if this is the first in... Okay, this is not the first in the series. It's Maybe Now by Colleen Hoover. The first one in the series is Maybe Someday. So I can't read this one yet. So I'm going to have to repick. Okay. This is another second in the series. This is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I don't know why I struggled to say that, but I haven't read Six of Crows, so I'm gonna have to repick. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'm automatically vetoing this one because it's the 12 Dates of Christmas, which I want to read at Christmas. So I'm vetoing that one. I'm picking again. This is not going well. I feel like I'm doing all of this and I'm just going to choose Carrie Soto anyway. Okay. Is this 1 or 2? Okay. This is a thriller called Haven't They Grown? I'll go and get both books and then I'll come back. Okay. I have the books here. So the first pick we got was Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have read 4 Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I've read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, Malibu Rising, and also One True Loves. And I read One True Loves this month and it was sad, but I've loved every single one of her books. I'm pretty sure I've given them all 5 stars, either 4 or 5. They've all been incredible books, so I don't feel like this one will be any different, but I've just been putting it off and I don't know why. Like, I've just been scared to read it because I think because it's about tennis and I don't know anything about tennis, but I have heard that even if you don't like tennis, you don't care about tennis, you still get invested in this story. So I am looking forward to reading this book. It is 364 pages, so not actually that long. And the blurb says, oh my god, this is a novel in itself. Bear with me. It says, Carrie Soto is fierce and her determination to win at any cost has not made her popular, but by the time she retires from tennis, she is the best player the world has ever seen. She has shattered every record and claimed 20 slam titles, and if you ask Carrie, she's entitled to every one. She sacrificed nearly everything to become the best, with her father as her coach. Javier, a former champion himself, has trained her since the age of 2. But 6 years after her retirement, Carrie finds herself sitting in the stands of the 1994 US Open, watching her record being taken from her by a brutal, stunning British player named Nikki Chan. At 37 years old, Carrie makes the monumental decision to come out of retirement and be coached by her father for one last year in an attempt to reclaim her record, even if the sports media say that they never liked the battle axe anyway. Even if her body doesn't move as fast as it did, and even if it means swallowing her pride to train with a man she once almost opened her heart to, Bo Huntley. Like her, he has something to prove before he gives up the game forever. In spite of it all, Carrie Soto is back for one epic final season. In this riveting and unforgettable novel, Taylor Jenkins Reid tells her most vulnerable emotional story yet. Don't say that, because if I cry at this book, I can't handle any more crying, any more tears. I've been crying at books left, right and centre recently and I can't do it anymore. But it does sound incredible and I have been like itching to pick this up recently. I don't know what it is, but I have been leaning towards it and like I've almost picked it up so many times recently, which is why I feel like it's fate that I picked it from the TBR chart. So there's a very high chance I'm going to pick up that one. But then the thriller that the other jar chose is Haven't They Grown by Sophie Hannah. This is I haven't heard anything about this at all actually from anyone, which is suspicious. This is 344 pages long, so it's a little bit shorter, only by like 20 pages. Sorry, Sarah's texting me. But the blurb says, Flora lives near here. We haven't spoken in 12 years. The sun just went in. I wonder what she looks like now. All Beth has to do is drive her son to his football match, watch him play and then drive home. But the knowledge that her former best friend lives nearby is all-consuming. She can't resist. She parks opposite the house and is still there when Flora and her children return home. Except something's not right. 12 years ago, Thomas and Emily were 5 and 3 years old. Today, they look exactly the same. They haven't changed at all. How is this possible? Beth knows it isn't, yet she also knows what she saw and that it was real. And having seen it, how can she forget? That does sound really, really good. Like, why haven't her children aged in 12 years? Like, it is a mystery. And I do want to read this. I do want to read this soon. Like, I have so many good thrillers on my physical TBR that I know I need to pick up, and I know that I'll love them if I do. But I just haven't really been reading thrillers recently. I don't know why. And if I have been reading them, I've been reading them on my Kindle. So I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna put this one down for a while. And I feel like we're gonna pick up Carrie Soto is Back. I feel really nervous saying that, but I think this is my time. This is the time to pick it up. I'm gonna do it. We're reading Carrie Soto is Back. Okay, I literally can't believe that this has happened. But it's the day after I filmed that clip. And I didn't start reading Carrie Soto yesterday. I started reading it today, like a few hours ago. And I was going to update like every so often. But I accidentally read to page 202, like just without even thinking about it. Like, I completely forgot that I was filming this video and I was just so immersed in this book that I completely forgot to update at all. But I think that says a lot about the book. Like, I don't remember the last time I literally lost track of time and forgot about everything else while reading a book. Like, I genuinely don't remember the last time I was this invested in a book. It is incredible. So Carrie Soto is an ex-tennis champion and she's coming out of retirement to defend her title after a younger tennis player has just matched her amount of championships that she's won. And Carrie Soto wants to defend her title, and Carrie is she's stubborn, she's also very brutally honest, and she comes across quite cold-hearted and like she only cares about tennis and she doesn't care about what people think of her, what the media thinks of her. She just doesn't care. She just doesn't, which I really admire. I think I really relate to Carrie, not because she doesn't care what people think of her, because I'm absolutely the opposite of that, but the bluntness and the way she just says what's on her mind is very much me. Like, I have a lot of opinions and I am not afraid to voice them, and I feel like Carrie is very much like that. I didn't anticipate annotating it, but there have been so many good quotes in here that I have been like, and the thing is, I know nothing about tennis. Like, I'm not a tennis person. I've maybe watched one game of tennis in my life. Like, I don't care about tennis, but it doesn't matter for this book. Like, this book is about so much more than the tennis championship. Like, this is about it's very much about like relationships with work and with success. It's also about Carrie's relationship with her father, it's also about putting pressure on yourself to be the best. It's just so good, and I don't know why I was so scared to read this. Like, it's been out for a long time now. Yeah, it's been out for like a year, and I just kept putting it off because I've loved every single one of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books that I've read, but I think the thought that this was about tennis did kind of put me off a little bit. But I promise you, you do not have to know anything about tennis to love this book. This is definitely a 5-star read for me so far. I have about 160 pages left, and I can't wait to see what happens. I really can't. Also, we got a bit of a cameo from Mick River and Nina River, or River, however you say their last names, which was really cool. It was literally like they were just mentioned in one sentence, like maybe 100 pages in, but it was just really cool, and I just had to include that. This was genuinely the fastest physical TBR video I've done so far in this series. It literally took me one day to read this book. So I think I updated when I was 200 pages into Carrie Soto, and like I said yesterday, I absolutely flew through this book. Like, I didn't even realise how much I'd read and like what the time was and stuff, because I was just so invested in the tennis matches and in this story. I even put on my tennis club t-shirt today in honour of how incredible this book was. I started it yesterday and finished it yesterday. It is 364 pages, so like that's not an easy feat for me to read this entire book in one day, but it was just so incredible that I couldn't put it down. I could not stop until I knew how it ended. It was such high stakes. Like, even though Carrie was quite a brutal, cold-hearted, or it seemed that way, character, you were still rooting for her. And like I said yesterday, I know nothing about tennis, but I was so invested in the tennis storyline that it didn't even matter. Like, it was just so good. I actually did cry at this book, which I didn't expect. I cried like maybe 300 pages in. Yeah, I did not expect to cry, but I did, because, like, I think I said this yesterday as well, like, you get to see the relationships between Carrie and other people as well, like, and her family. Like, it's not just all about tennis, it is about Carrie herself too, which I really, really liked. Yeah, this is definitely a 5-star read for me, and I don't know why I put it off for so long, because I absolutely loved it. I related so much to Carrie. I'm not a sports person by any means, but like the perfectionism, I think, and there was a quote that really resonated with me. Pretty much, if you don't know, I just graduated from university. I have a law degree, and all through school I was very much an overachiever. Like, if I didn't get A's, I was upset about it, and so I've always been quite a perfectionist in like a school setting sense. And one of the characters, Bo Huntley, says to Carrie says, "And now we're both disasters." And Bo says, "You're not, Soto. I know you can't see it because you're one of those annoying kids in school who thinks getting 99 on the test only means you didn't get 100. And Carrie said, "It does mean that." And I felt that so hard, because that is exactly how I viewed everything in school. Like, if I wasn't getting the top, then I was rubbish, basically. And it's about learning how to deal with not being the best. Like, you're never going to be the best. You just have to be the best version of yourself rather than better than everyone else, which I think was a really cool message. And yeah, so now I think I've read 5 of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. I feel like in the next one of these I might read 2 books from my physical TBR instead of 1, because this was too fast. So maybe in the next one I'll read 2 books instead, 1 from each jar maybe. But yeah, 5-star book, very successful episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.